Hello everyone, it's Sloth here today with the most unique deck that we'll probably see in a long time, so I think that it's really worth watching this one. And first let's start with the stats, right? Because we all like stats. And yeah, we have 100% win rate, but don't get fooled, it wasn't like this before, so let's scroll a bit. The first version was actually at pretty much like no win rate. And I've been trying this deck with so many versions of different cards, so it was horrible. Like we were horrible. But when I started playing with this, I started exchanging cards, and I'm really happy with the final version. I think it's actually quite good. It's probably not like a full competitive deck right now because it's weird and it's easy to counter if enemy wants to counter it, but most players don't expect it, and I think this 3-0 is not a big mistake, especially like the difference between those two versions was really small. I've been trying Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and honestly it didn't work so well in the deck. You can laugh, but this card actually makes this deck in a huge way. So when I exchange those cards, and we will talk why in a moment, it really improved the win rate and the overall feeling of the deck. And right now, I think the deck is quite good. It actually has very good matchups against some slower decks. So that's what you can expect. And I think this like those two versions are the closest to what you can like see when you play this. And yeah, it's extremely fun. Like the deck is so fun. It's hilarious. Just try it if you have the cards, and you will love it probably, especially when you do for 30 damage or something ridiculous like this. So let's go into this deck list and see what's up. Okay, and we are in the deck list of the most ridiculous deck that you will see in a while. And actually, like, let me tell you, this deck is so much fun. So either just watch the games and see how hilarious this deck is, or just craft it. Maybe not craft it. First watch the video and think what you feel about it. But definitely something that is a lot of fun. It's one of the decks that I have most fun playing with, to be honest, lately. So going into the details, what exactly this freaking deck is? This is Crackle with Power Deck. I've seen this card lately and I thought there must be a way to do something with it. And we did, and the effect is pretty good overall. And you can see the card that really amplifies the damage. So basically, Crackle with Power. You pay a shitload of mana and it deals 5 times X to each up to X targets. Basically, you want to kill the enemy with this card straight up. So you have no board. You have no control over the game. Enemy is just flooding you with everything. And then you just tap 15 or 20 mana and just freaking kill him on the spot. And you win the game. That's basically the strategy. And man, you can think that it's gimmick that won't work very often. I actually won with Crackle with Power so many times, like it's not super hard. Like with the cards in red in Izzet that we have, making treasures is extremely easy. And Goldspan Dragon like completely demolishes your mana base in a way, like it explodes. Like you can have so much mana, and we are creating treasures for the full game duration. So in order to have so much mana, what do? We have Big Score and Unexpected Windfall. We are playing 6 of them because we really care about treasures, and that's it. We don't need any control over the game pretty much. We just need to survive until we accumulate enough mana, and then we just win. So this is really prime card for this, and you have to hit it. That's why we have 6 of them and not 4. And I was really happy with them. Another card, and I know you might laugh, but I've been trying this card and I've noticed that when we added it and we had it on curve, it really improves the win rate. Because that's one of the prime cards. It really works great with the deck. So basically you have 3 mana artifact that gives you 1 mana every turn and puts a stash counter on it. And you can sacrifice it once to give as much mana as you have stash counter. So basically, you accumulate every turn 1 mana, and it also accelerates you every single turn after you play it. It's also untapped, so it means that you can start playing it, using this mana the turn you play it, which actually makes a difference because we have Strangle. And believe or not, it's a very good card. This is one of the most important cards in the deck, and the deck wouldn't work without the Strangle. And you can see clearly the synergy. If you are on turn 3, enemy plays a 3-drop, which generally is a 3-3, let's say. Then you play Glittering Stockpile, you get additional mana, you use Strangle to kill it, and basically you start every single turn to get more mana. After 3 or 4 turns, this alone gives you 4 or 5 mana or something like ridiculous like this, which really gives Crackle with power easy time going off for ridiculous amounts of mana. And the favorite part of the deck, it's not relevant of only you drawing more cards. It means that you know exactly when you will have enough mana to kill the enemy and you can play around it. So that's really good. If you have empty hand, it still accumulates mana every turn. And you need to remember to always tap it, even if you don't use mana, because that is investment that gives you additional stash counters. So believe me, I've tried Fabled Passage, or whatever it's called, like Fable of the Mirror Breaker. And while it helped because the token creates a treasure, it wasn't good enough and the token usually dies, especially that we don't have creatures. So this one, I've noticed that when I started drawing it, it helped so much. It's one of the pillars for the deck. So basically that's what you do. We have also Shatterskull Smashing, because with this deck we can use every single mana. So for example, this mana is very useful for Shatterskull Smashing. It helps you survive. And like you can see that half of the deck is like removal. We have 4 Strangle, Abrade, Cinderclasm in case of early game, like 1 toughness creatures, like for example Talia and Adversaries and all those Ushers. We have Dragon's Fire because we generally have a dragon. I wanted 1 Abrade just in case we want to kill some artifacts that can be annoying. Expressive Iteration is extremely good, and it's even a combo with the Strangle because you can cast it on turn 2, fish for a mountain, then play it untapped, and then play Strangle. So in reality you don't lose tempo, even that you played a card draw. So that's huge, and that comes into play more often than you would think. We have also some fillers, Demon Board, because Adeline has more toughness than 3. What more, Valkyrie has more toughness than 3. You need 4 damage to remove those cards. This is basically a sideboard against those particular cards, and worst case you just use it against anything else. But that's why the card is here. You need 4 damage because as a red deck you are damage based removal, and for those cards you need either 2 cards or you die. And if you survive until turn 5, and you can see that Glittering Stockpile together with Prismari really works together with Burn Down the House, because it ramps you 1 turn earlier into them, and they are huge removals. Like 5 damage to everything is huge, and it really helps you stabilize situation enough that you have time to play all those Unexpected Windfalls in order to Crackle with power. You can also sweep the board to make clear way for Goldspan Dragon next turn. So that's really good synergy overall. And how to play this deck, because you play it very differently than usual Izzet decks. Usually when you cast treasures, you do it in order to cast something big next turn. Not with this deck. Every single treasure must stay until Crackle with power turn when you win the game with it. It's basically your investment. You are cycling through your deck, and the big value that you get from all those cards are the treasures that will at some point win you the game, and you cannot use them. Sure, like if you have Goldspan Dragon, sometimes you cast Unexpected Windfall because it's free then, and in case you need correct cards, you can cycle for pretty much 0 cost. But if you play this deck like, I have treasures, so I will just use them to cast additional spell this turn that doesn't really change anything, you will never win with this. You need to save every single bit of additional mana, and you only use it when it wins you the game, basically. You will see in the games it's pretty easy to get handle of. We also have some lands. It didn't come into play, to be honest. And Sokenzan is pretty good because it's instant speed blockers. It means that if enemy doesn't have trample, you can gain really a lot of time, and 4 mana is not much for this deck. So basically this can help you survive until you accumulate enough mana. And still, one of the very good parts about this deck is this accumulates mana without any investment. In case of Windfall, you need to pay 4 mana to get 2 mana for the next turn, like carry it over. Here it's free, So for example, if you can like stall with the tokens for 1 turn, you actually get 2 additional mana, because 1 comes from the stockpile and 1 comes from your land that you play this turn. So if in case you are short of 1-2 mana, actually the Glittering Stockpile really can help you and save the game. Okay, that was the explanation, and the games were freaking hilarious and I really enjoyed them, so I hope you will too, and thank you for listening. I've created this deck and I'm really proud of it. I think it's something relevant, and yeah, you will see in the games that it plays quite nicely, even though it looks like a, you know, funny brew that doesn't do anything. It actually does. And basically our best matchup are decks that don't do much except taking control over the game board, like Lorth, like creating tokens. Anything that doesn't kill you quickly and doesn't have counter spells is basically your prey, because you can make very much mana in short amount of time, and when enemy doesn't pressure that he kills you, you just don't care what the board state is. Like, he can have 10 planewalkers, as long as they don't counter spells, it's not relevant at all. He can have 20 cards in the hand, you don't care, because you will just kill him. So, what the hell, bro? And that's the power of this deck. It's direct, win the game, as long as you accumulate enough treasures. So, really thank you. If you like this kind of fun decks that actually aren't meta tier, let's say, that you have seen 20 times already on the ladder and it's something fresh and new, subscribe and we'll try to do more of them. And if you like this kind of deck, because to be honest, I would love to make another video about this one. I had a blast playing this. So if you wouldn't mind another video like this with this deck, maybe tweaked a bit, so it's probably a bit better even, just give me a comment and I would love to know this. So thank you and enjoy the games. I officially don't know what to think about this hand. Other than I will keep it. We are on the draw, so this is really good, especially that everyone is playing some kind of mono white, right? So we will just keep killing their creatures, and in the end we just redraw with iteration. Oh wow, who would think? Just please go away. Like seriously, just vanish. Another creature, another Strangle. Oh man, that's the bad creature. And this is freaking exactly why we have this card. This is the only freaking reason I included this card. Freaking die. That's how we deal with Adelines in our age of infinite power. Hey man. Man, hey, come on. Don't do this to me. It looked so great until now. Okay, so like, to be honest, Shatterskull Smashing is pretty good. We have Goldspan, like I don't think we need 2 of them. So let's do it like this. The problem is, I really don't enjoy using double Strangle on this stuff. Are we really forced to do it? If we are to kill this, we have to do it now. Like, you know what? Freak it. I will do it. It's Adeline, right? If he plays third one, I will cry in my corner. I will seriously just stop recording and begin crying process. Thank you. See, you can play like a normal Yes, yes. Oh man, but it's competing against Goldspan Dragon, and nothing can compete against Goldspan Dragon. I feel sad inside that we didn't draw it before. That would be such a perfect play, but, you know, it happened. Like, to be honest, Goldspan Dragon is such insane combo like with this deck, because not only it creates treasures, not only it banks on all your treasures that you had so far. Can you feel incoming scoop? Like, he will just scoop so freaking much when he sees this. I heard you don't like Goldspan Dragons. Smart. Oh man, this feels so amazing. Do we want this? We should expect that the Goldspan is dead, but we can use Goldspan. Yeah, you know what we can. We are at 17. I think we have enough time to make it work. Also, it's like cool card that I want to show you guys. Just make sure you choose the right option. And actually, we shouldn't do it right now, because it shows the enemy that we don't have stuff. And who knows, maybe we have 1 mana instant, like... Oh, okay, maybe he played it because he was scared. And that's perfect play for Shatterskull Smashing. Let's wait for the counter. And props to the enemy for not scooping. You always want this additional counter. Oh man, it feels so good. But... Let's put counter. And we go for 3 damage, right? I think that should be enough. Yep, pretty perfect, if I may say so. Thanks to the ramp from the stockpile, and we don't need to waste the treasure. Like, Shatterskull is amazing card in this deck. Both Shatterskull and Crackle with power get better the higher mana you have. Make sure. That was his full turn, and we will keep accumulating more mana and more mana, which is freaking amazing. Let's put a counter to put another counter. You will see the infinite power. Enemy is thinking, man, I'm winning so hard. Enemy has just 1 card on the game. And that's definitely not the case. We are actually winning, but we probably should kill it very quickly, so he doesn't get the life gain. Like, we are gaining between 2 and 3 mana a turn, and this heals him by 3, effectively. So, let's get some mana. Cinderclasm. Well, a bit too late, so let's think if we can go into the killing move. We have what? 6 mana. Here we have 10, so we have 11 mana, right? It means that we can... Yep! Freaking nailed it! Let's sacrifice. Man, I love this deck. This deck is freaking so fun. They all think they are winning the game. And it's us. It was us all along winning. Smork, smork, smork. Minus 15. They never see it coming. Like, that was freaking fun. Okay, so for this part, first 2 minutes, I actually had to record a voiceover, but don't worry, bear with me, because after 2 minutes we are back into like real commentary from the past Sloth. And regarding this hand, we have pretty good start. Here we have like 3 lands, and I'm playing Shatterskull Smashing, because we are pretty heavy on the removal and we are very light on the lands, and against most of the matchups you don't want to pay this 3 life. So basically we are against enchantments, obviously, with the most devilish creature on earth, the Naturalist. So this is the card that really has to go every single time. And right now I'm thinking about being efficient, like with Expressive Iteration, possibly next turn. We generally want to keep Strangle. And this deck doesn't play artifacts, right? So Abrade is basically a 2 mana, 3 damage. The only advantage is that it's instant, but it's not really worth paying additional mana, especially early game. So we removed it like this. And basically now we have the choice between Iteration, which is overall good play, but we have better cards, because we have Glittering Stockpile, which is actually amazing in this situation, because not only you invest in your future with having additional mana every turn for the rest of the game, but we also get our removal, so that's pretty amazing. Oh man, I just realized that I forgot to turn up mic. Exactly after the game I forgot to freaking record it, because I disabled recording moment I thought I enabled it, so one of the coolest games is not here because of it. I'm just really good at this. Okay, so basically, yeah, great, great Sloth, you are doing it. So we go for Expressive Iteration, so we can get another land. And let's go for this. This seems pretty good. Library, because we have another Crackle with power, so we don't really need it. And let's play a land. This removal is really good. To be honest, I'm not super scared about this yet. We might remove something else. We will see what the enemy plays. Like, he will probably run it up. Sure. So I expect he will cast a rune on Catilda. I hope. It's still 3, but when this comes into play it will be bigger. That sucks a bit. I think we should kill it right now. Then he buffs this creature and it doesn't do anything this turn. If it enters the play, it's 1 additional enchantment. So yeah. I wanted to play it a bit differently, but we have to do it like this. Let's cast Expressive Iteration. Like, it's such a good combo with this card. And perfectly, Strangle is what we wanted. So we play land. We cannot do both Strangle and Windfall unless we discard something. But you know what? You know freaking what? We are doing this. Who needs lands when you have Strangles? We play like this, because then we can enable another Strangle, and we are getting a lot of value from the stockpile, so I think it's okay. Like, the first rule of playing against enchantments, you want to make freaking sure they don't have creatures, because they ramp like crazy, especially with Michiko. And we really need to watch out for live game. And I think we can do it. Like, at some point, with Goldspan and Big Score, we can ramp up so crazily that I think even the enemy cannot keep up with this. Like, look at this, we already have 10 mana already. So what is the play? I think we don't have time for another stockpile. It means that we play Goldspan Dragon. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Because not only I think we won this game already. Because now we have another treasure, and at the end step we cast Big Score, and next turn we just freaking break the bank. And I'm not casting it yet to see if the enemy, you know, makes a stuff. I'm a bit scared for Lifelink, but he needs haste as well. And he's at 16. Exactly, that's what I hoped for. That's really good. So, it means that treasures are worth less. So, we can do it like this. And that's probably enough to win the game. Man, like, I hate those windfalls when you get 2 lands out of card that was decent. Like, it feels bad, man. It sucks that we don't get stuff. Okay, so I guess the hard way. 7 mana. We definitely play land. And what can we do? I don't tap out everything so the enemy doesn't see what we count. 7, 11, 14 mana. This is ridiculous. So we have 12. It means that X is 4. And it means that we kill the enemy on the spot. I like this idea. So right now we are just freaking smorking enchantments. Because our deck is just way better. Obviously. I am so excited. They never saw it coming. I freaking love this deck. If you like decks like this, subscribe for the 20 damage lethals out of nowhere. Oh man, that feels so good. Against enchantments, even better. Fun. Okay, so pretty much a balanced hand here. And we'll start with blue mana to make sure that we have everything right. And we are on the play, which really helps. Like, this hand is much better on the play, as pretty much all of them. Crackle with power, definitely not something we need in opening hand, but it will do. Double Strangle is also pretty good. We seem to be against mono white, as always. One good part about Expressive Iteration is pretty much a turn 3 play, but with Strangle you can actually still remove stuff. So that's really good. We want the Mountain, because we want to play the Strangle. Seems really good. Of course we could go for the burn down the house and not remove stuff yet, but I think it's worth it, especially Adeline is coming this turn. Enjoy. Let's see what he does. Like, generally best card here is Goldspan Dragon, but burn down the house is something they usually get rid of. Okay. It might mean that he has the second one. Huh, interesting. I'm happy. Like, we can do it, bro. Let's start making this stockpile of treasures. And unfortunately it doesn't create treasures. It would be a bit better if it did. Sure. Enjoy your 4 damage. That's a weird play. I mean, really weird. Okay, that's everything you will do. Remember to always put the counter, because even if you don't use it, we don't have mana burn, luckily, anymore. Oh man, that's interesting. Oh man, like this is perfect draw. This is actually a perfect draw. Can we go for Goldspan Dragon and do it this way? That would be even better. So we can play this, and we have what? 3 mana. So we can use Strangle. Like, honestly, I think it's good enough, because it will start creating more pressure every turn, and we can kill enemy very quickly. And I mean, like, really quickly. So is it adversary? I think it is. Like, it's the most power right now on the board. Especially if he plays Adeline, and then the token has haste pretty much, and the token will hit for 2. So overall that's the most damage. If he keeps the Spellbinder to defend, that's still really good for us. And if he keeps attacking, I'm pretty darn sure we can kill him faster. So, first things first. Smirk. Enemy is at 12 already. Is he dead? Let's count. We have 4 mana here and 5 mana here. So it's 4 and 6 with this. So 10 mana. We lack 1 mana to kill him. Seems about right. But what we can do... Man, like Shatterskull Smashing is great as well. But I think we could go for X2. Yeah, we could. And then kill one of the creatures. But to be honest, it is better this way. Let's... Oh my god! Oh my god, the interaction, it's artifact treasure. We can sacrifice it to the dragon. I never thought about this. We won't do it, but it's still awesome. So, let's do it like this. We don't need all 4, but it's not like we have to do something with mana. Actually, let's do it for 3. Just for the science. And that's how we want to split. So if you are learning, you know how to do it correctly, because this will lose the buff, so it means that you get more stuff. Of course it's nice. It's our deck, it has to be nice. And now enemy has nothing and he will die next turn, which is... Oh man, we are freaking doing this. Even if he blocks, like, we just kill him. Smirk. We are crackling with power. Oh man, I'm so excited. Like, it's Christmas for me right now. And enemy. Oh, nice. No roping. I'm proud of him. And now, we are going for the full power. Let's sacrifice this. Let's sacrifice this and check how much we have. We are crackling with power. 11, 13. So for 11, we can go for like this. 1, 2, 3. Smirk. 15 damage each. Seems about good. Goldspan Dragon contributed quite a lot to this game, let's be honest. Okay, so it's quite decent overall. Not great. You really want Strangle on the draw, But let's hope enemy doesn't have like some crazy opening like turn 1 creature, turn 2 creature Talia, turn 3 Adeline, turn 4 Emperor, or something like this, you know. Let's hope. Okay, that's definitely not a creature. You know what? Let's pretend. We are the same as you random blue gamer. Aha, we both were sneaky. That was quality content. Okay, so enemy is playing. So it's a landfall deck? I don't think it's mill, right? It can be mill theoretically, like they can have crabs and this casualty stuff. We don't have 3-drop, unfortunately, so we need to play it like this. Are you freaking serious? Are you actually serious? Wow. That was the worst expressive iteration of my life. Sure. Okay, let's do it the hard way then. At least enemy doesn't really have much stuff going on. It's quite obvious that we have Windfall if we discarded it. So I wouldn't be surprised if enemy knows about this. And honestly, I will go for Prismari. Oh, that was quick. And it was so quick that I will play my Goldspan Dragon because I have a feeling that it works pretty well in situation when enemy doesn't do anything to counter it. Oh man, we are doing it. Now let's make enemy tap out and we just go and kill him. Can you imagine how excited he is? He thinks that it makes any difference. Oh man, that's so sweet. We don't care about counters, right? Aww, you are so cute. Imagine the 6 damage he's so excited for. I actually will play this. You might ask why. Because we are sure that our Goldspan will be alive. And I want to make sure that we draw a land. If I didn't do it, we would miss a land drop, and it might be difference. Sure. 6 damage to the face. You are a bit late, you know. Not pointing out anyone, but you are freaking late. I could count, but let's be honest, we are just freaking doing this. Man, like, this deck is so easy against some of the decks. 4. So we can X for 4, and here is what? 8 mana, so we have 12. So we just basically do the 20 damage out of nowhere. Seems about good. It's ridiculous. Man, it works so well. So not great early game, but we are going first, so hopefully we can work around somehow. And I don't think we'll go into Shatterskull Smashing, because it's a bit too early. Yeah, so let's just keep playing our lands and go into turn 4, I guess. We don't hit any iteration, Strangle, Cinderclasm, but enemy has slow start as well. Man, like everyone is playing Tainted Adversary today, not sure why. And this is amazing draw. This is actually a really good draw. And we will see how it goes. It also prevents enemy from attacking, possibly. Okay, that's interesting. Sure, 3 damage. Enjoy. We could discard. I actually think we will. Let's make sure that we hit 1 land at least. But, well, okay. Thanks deck, thanks deck. Really appreciate it. Okay, so basically, whenever our creature creates zombie. So Sweeper is not great. Let's attack first and see what's up. We cannot cast Goldspan Dragon because we need attack first. Like, we could burn down the house and make the devils, and that would be reasonably good. It makes Headless Rider dead if he ever uses it for anything. We are at 16. What is his 4 mana play? I think he's mono black, so not this zombie enchantment. Tainted Adversary won't do it. It doesn't seem extremely scary, right? I think we have 1 turn to go for the big score. I hope it's enough. And we'll have Kiki Jiki anyway. Yep, you got it, bro. So, we are at 10. And it doesn't seem enemy will play much. Oh man. Okay, that's really good, but we need to get rid of this. To be honest, like, Den is feeling a bit too slow. Like, that's not our game plan. That's the land that we wanted earlier, not now. And we keep drawing lands and more lands, which is kinda weird. Not sure what to think about it. We could attack with Goldspan and Treasure Goblin, and then make the Devils. Like, to be honest, it seems fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. Enemy definitely has mid-hook, so that is some kind of problem. But we have Kiki Jiki as a blocker, if we are forced to do something. Let's make more tokens. And there's high chance that Goldspan will remain. Man, like, Expressive Iteration, it might draw into... Like, moment we hit Crackle with power, we win the game. Just how likely it is that we will. Enemy is at 12, that's not much. Man, it's 3 treasure tokens. But he cannot mid-hook and kill the Goldspan Dragon. Man, it sucks a bit. And we even cannot use this 1 mana for iteration. But, you know, you do what you have to do. And I'm not sacrificing another treasure. Right? Nah. We can do it next turn and get 2 non-land cards, so we play something for value and the second one goes into hand. And I believe, like, you can actually ramp with Kiki Jiki, because you copy Goldspan Dragon and you get 2 mana from your 1 mana, so sometimes it might make a difference. Devils here are extremely good, like, they get rid of the only problem, like the Headless Rider. See? And enemy is scared of Kiki Jiki so much. So, we can actually clear the board, right? If we do it, okay, if we do it like this, they all happen at the same time. So he gets the token here and the token here. So maybe we want to do it like this. So, not sure what is the order, if he creates the token first. It's his turn, so I think our goes first. It means we can kill this, but then he gets the tokens. Oh man, that's unfortunate. I think that's the best block. We will see. I'm not convinced entirely. We will see. Yep. Okay, so our R first indeed, but combat damage was first. So now we can kill something, and probably I want to kill this one. And why? Because it doesn't give the treasure and it's a bigger creature overall. So that's pretty good, in my book. Let's freaking draw the card that wins us the game, shall we? Okay, so Prismari is really good here. Do we go for Prismari? Yes, we do. So this goes into play. Let's keep maybe Dragon's Fire. Right, we have a dragon, so let's get this into hand. We have another Prismari for cycling, so Fable goes into the library, and now we play this. We kill the... Definitely we draw cards, and actually let's do it like this. We don't kill the Gust, so we don't get... Finally. Thank you. And let's count. We have 8 mana this turn. That's quite a lot. But 8... 9. And enemy is hit for 6, so he's at 9. Actually, let's think. Maybe we can just kill him. So we can go for 9 mana. We have 7, so we can do it for 2. It's 10 damage. Seems pretty good to me. Yeah, and we have correct mana, right? Yep. So we just won the game. And that's the issue with... well, man. Issue. That's a good part about the Crackle with power. Usually, moment you can attack them with Goldspan, or even have treasures from before, and you draw Crackle with power, you just instantly win. And that was the case even earlier, right? Let's go! Let's freaking go! Smork, 10 damage to your face. That's something they never expect. Okay, so we are going first, right? That's pretty good always. Man, I like the art. Like, I love island art on this part, like on this set of lands, but mountain is pretty sweet too. Like, look at this. It looks so good, but the island is just so calming. Whenever I play it for the island. Okay, and let's see what's up. Like, next turn, definitely Glittering Stockpile. Like, this is a card I would like to play more. Like, it is so freaking fun. The fact that you can pretty much use this to stack all the treasures for the crackling, like, it's insane. And it also accelerates you from the turn 1. I'm happy with this. Let's do it. we are besties right now. Oh man, this is so freaking good. Like, look at this stuff. How synergistic this deck is. This creates treasures. This creates treasures. This smorks the enemy. Man, like, this deck is just fair tier 1, tier 0. And disclaimer, it's not tier 0. Like, I'm happy. Let's keep doing this. I have no idea what the enemy is doing. Like, I assume he wants to put the counters, but so far I don't see the counters. My turn. Like, moment we hit Crackling with power and the enemy is tapped out, we pretty much win, I guess. So, let's attack, my friend. We could even make devils, to be perfectly honest. Oh man, enemy messed up. Like, he seriously messed up. So many treasures. Oh no, 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 no. You always want this guy tapping out. Okay. We could do more, but I'm greedy. I don't want to waste my treasures. We don't need this. We don't need this. Like, Strangle is probably not the worst here. It might be worse than Prismari. So what is the third card? I want all my draw. Let's go for land. Like, 1 land should be enough and we should keep hitting next ones with all this cycling. Oh man, it's sweet because he thinks that the Goldspan Dragon is the big problem here. And it definitely is not. We could do it. You know what? We are doing this. Yep. And I'm the player. We are just accumulating the treasures. Man, if we hit Crackling with power, that would be so good. I think we can even kill the enemy right now. But I won't count. You know what? This is the alternate win condition for our deck. And I'm doing this only because the enemy is tapped out. Normally I wouldn't do this. But if you are tapped out, then we will just force you to answer again. This is really good part of the burn down the house. Like, having Sweeper that is never a dead card, it's pretty insane. And every turn we tap the Glittering Stockpile. Man, it really helps. Whenever is there damage, we draw a card. Sure. Nice. Shatterskull Smashing. So, let's go for this. And Like, I wish to draw a card. So it is dealt damage, so not only combat damage, which is important. And I just want Crackling with power. Let's go for Strangle, because I would like to draw another card. I think the idea is like... I have no idea. It's probably like putting counters or some creature and then attacking, but so far enemy cycled half of this deck and I see no creatures. So I think it will be big score, right? If we pay this, we have what? 2? 6 here, so 8, 12 mana. 12 mana is enough to kill him, right? X is 3, so it's 9, 11 mana. Let's do this. And we get rid of, I think, Mountain. Like, we are happy with... Oh, my friend. I think we just broke the bank. Let's just count it. 12 mana. Yep. And that's all she wrote. Oh, this is epic. This is freaking epic. X is 3. 1 target. You know what? We have more targets. Let's deal this extra 2 damage. And we are just overwhelmed with power. -6. He tapped out. Never tap out.